Hey guys, in the fast lane here. In this video, I'm going to be working on a 2006 Chevy Trailblazer. Has a power steering line failure. The high side starts shooting out and lost all power steering. If you guys need to purchase the items in this video, you can always purchase them underneath my YouTube video. It'll say shop this video. I always pin it to the top comments. Also in the description, if you're on my website, it'll say shop this video underneath the video. Alright, so this is the problem we're looking at right here. We have the high side line. It's one of these lines. I'll have to look at it in a minute. But it leaks underneath this rubber bushing right here. Just from up north or what, gets salt in there and water stays in there and eventually rusts it out. This happens with pretty much all the Trailblazers. It's located right next to the driver's side strut and fuse box. But what happens is basically it shoots all the fluid out and it runs down through on the side of this strut right here on the inside, and it empties out the entire reservoir. Alright, this is what we're going to be using. We're going to be using some 3/8 basically fuel line repair. If you look right here, it's a fuel line repair kit, 3/8, and the first one when you buy it comes with the fitting, the 3/8 fitting, and then you buy yourself another fitting right here, just a compression fitting, and you're going to need some mini tube cutters, some pliers. I have a flaring kit, but I'm probably not going to use it at all. Just brought it just in case. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go cut the original line. We got to find out where it's leaking. Just going to go ahead and clean this area up with a hose. Out here on a service call right now, so I brought just a limited amount of tools to do the job. Once you come in here, you're going to remove some of this wire right here. There's little grommets, and then on the back side right there, there's a 10mm. Right there, go ahead and take that 10mm off, and then this bracket right here over top of this rubber grommet will kind of come off, and then we can pull the rubber off and have another look. Alright, so we got this bracket off over here. This is what it looks like. It's this 10mm. It's pretty rusted out real bad. But now we're just going to go ahead and take this rubber boot off. There should be a split right down the middle. You can barely see it, but there's a split there, and it should separate. Alright, so here's the leak right here. As you can see, it's coming out of this one right here, the one on the right. So this is the driver's side and the one closest to the fender. You can see it bubbling right now. So there's the bubbles. It's actually, yeah, it's leaking as we speak. So we're going to clean this up, and eventually, after I finish this repair, I'm going to go ahead and spray it once I clean it up with some black paint. See how it's clean right there, and this is the rubber piece right here. Well, this rubber piece kind of holds whatever salt or water, and then it just rusts out. These are just steel lines with a very thin coat of some kind of anti-rust, but it doesn't work. It wears off very easily. So I probably will put this back on, this boot, after I clean it up and paint it, just so it doesn't vibrate on the chassis. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead and make some cuts. I'm going to make a cut out here, and then I'm going to follow it down over here, and I'm going to make a cut somewhere over here where it's, or even closer. I might make a cut closer, and then we can just kind of cut the piece that I'm about to make however long we want to make it, and that'll save us a lot of hassle. This is what you're going to do. You're going to get the pipe cutter past where it's cracked and keep tightening it and roll it around until this pipe or line breaks off. Alright, so this is what I cut off. It looks about maybe 3 inches. But you can see the damage to the pipe right there, or the line. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the new piece longer than this, because you still got to get the fittings on. It'll just push it back just a little bit. Other than that, it should come out nice. I'm just going to clean up some of this black stuff right here. Slide the fittings on, and as you tighten them, they compress to the line. You don't have to do any flaring or anything. Alright, so this is the pipe cutter. We're going to cut it this short. Just maybe about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches. This is how you're going to lay it out. You're going to put this first on the hose, then this, and then slide this guy in there. And you're going to do that basically just like this. You're going to take this one, thread side forward. You're going to slide it over like this, just like that. Then we're going to take this piece right here. We're going to slide that over like that. Just like that. And then once that's done, this will go just like this. Slide that in there. And then do the same thing to the other one. Just keep repeating this process until they're all connected. Here's what the new piece is going to look like. You have the compression piece, the female nut, and the compression piece. And then we're going to use the rest of this piece right here for the inside piece right here. Alright, so you're going to get yourself a pair of channel locks in the middle part right here. You're going to get a 5/8 wrench right here, tighten it down, and that'll seal that part. Then we got to do it to the next one and then the next one. If you happen to get some sand in the line, just take a Q-tip, put it in there, just scrape it back out so you can clean it out before you put it together. You don't want to get sand in the line. It'll mess up the seals on the power steering pump. Okay, here's the finalized repair. They're all tight. Basically, you just get the channel locks in the middle here and then tighten these in. You saw how I laid out the fittings. And that repair should last pretty much a lifetime. Shouldn't have to repair it again. I'm going to go ahead and sand this one off over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray paint it so it doesn't further corrode. I'm going to take the original boot right here, just clean it up. And I'm actually just going to shove it underneath like this and let them lay in there. And that'll be it. So it's a little later in the day. The first one I did was a little shorter, but actually the first one I did was about this long, and I had to actually do it even longer. So make sure you go past the brake booster right here. You look, it's about this far past. Make sure you get close to, there's a little bend right here. So I'd say 2 inches from the bend cut, because there was a pinhole leak here and then another pinhole leak here. If you see the other one, see where the rust starts? And then if you come over here, you can see where the rust starts on the other line too. So this one's good, but it was leaking here and right where the rust started here on the end of that rubber piece. So make sure, I'd say this is at least 10 inches long from here to there. So make sure you cut it a little longer. The first time I did, I had a little pinhole leak back here shooting out, and I had to recut it again and add it longer.